Welcome, world, to another episode of Yatta Debates. And I have fellow podcaster here from Stay Woke Podcast, Vont Leak, man. How you doing, Vont?
Going on, brother? How you feeling? I'm blessed black, but equal and highly favored.
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's been hot as shit these last couple of days, man. Like,
I've been in the house. I went out yesterday, but the other 2 days of this heat wave, I've been not stuck in the house. Like I've been bored, but it's like thank God, 'cause I don't want to be. I can't be outside the house. It's ridiculous.
bro, seriously, I just went to go see my dad today, and as he's talking, like I can feel the calories just like melting off my body. I'm just like, yo, why is it so fucking hot? But I hope this passes with this rain and everything. But to get into everything, like I was explaining, what I know who most for is the Stay Woke podcast.
Right.
And to be honest, like it's like such an eye-catching logo. Like when I saw it like immediate, I'm just like, yo, like I gotta check this out because like this is dope. So with that being said, like, talk to me about like the formation of like Stay Woke podcast and to the point where you got up to now. Like how'd you come up with this, like you and your collective?
Stay woke. Stay woke is crazy because like it's turned into so much of a different thing than what it initially was. So Stay Woke? Initially, Stay Woke was supposed to be. It was an idea that came, I'm gonna say, early 2019, like the first, like I guess quarter or maybe half of 2019. I don't know what the idea specifically was. I just was like, yo, I've been doing like sporadic comedy skits and stuff on YouTube for 6 years. 'Cause I've been on YouTube for 6-7 years. But I was like, I kind of want to do something different now. I want to talk about things. And at the time, I was interning at WIMG, which is New Jersey's oldest radio station, and we have the honor and pleasure of living in the same city. And I interned down there for a man named Jacques Howard. And then I also knew Steve Cook, who's a producer down there, Vinny Stansberg. And I just grew a fascination and a love for interviewing. And so I kind of wanted to dive into that a little bit. Now, and anybody that knows me knows that my dream, but pretty much the dream, is to become a late night talk show host. And everybody knows that interviewing is part of that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let's make a talk show. Let's make like a late night talk show, What's going to be like segments, going to be interviews. And I had the whole like blase blah going on. But there was a transformation period for me because last summer I went to college. I went to college all summer, and then I came home for like 3 weeks, and I went for like my actual first semester. So it was like, okay, I don't have a stable spot to physically do this in. So it was kind of like threw up a problem for me. So it turned into, all right, let's do podcasts. I kind of learned about, I just barely learned about podcasting, started listening to a couple shows. And then I encountered Frank Sasso, who's the owner of New Pod City. He kind of put me onto it as well. And Stay Woke started off with me interviewing people. I had, for the first couple episodes, I had Trenton's well-known brand Nubian Brothers on.
Oh yeah.
I had on one of my guys, Alfonso Jones, a.k.a. TKP Nook. He's well-known in Trenton. And then I was continuing to interview people from there. I interviewed the mayor of Trenton, God bless, Mr. Mayor Reed Garciora. I had on the world-known Sarah Dash from Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells. And then as I continued to do that, it kind of grew into like, yo, let's step outside of interviewing as well. Let's talk about, I kind of learned more about podcasting and other podcasts I listened to. That's when I started listening to like Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. I started listening to the Podcast Brothers. I started listening to The Breakfast Club and The Brilliant Idiots, like pop culture podcasts. I was like, yo, I want to offer my opinions and perspectives on these things. So we started doing segments, which we have a segment on the show called Dear Vont, where we do like fan mail, like advice type thing. We do a segment called What the Hell Was That About, where it's kind of like our rendition of Charlemagne's Donkey of the Day. Have a thing we do called Top 5, where we have a different top 5 every segment or every episode. So one day we have like top 5 Kanye hits. We just did that because Kanye's running for president. We do like top 5 black movies, things like that. And so I was like, okay. And then we offer our perspectives on. We just talked about Kanye running for president. We just took the last 2 weeks off, but before we went on break, we were talking about Kanye running for president. We were talking about everything going on with the Black Lives Matter protests, talking about George Floyd and all these crazy things that are going on in the world, because we want people to stay woke about these things. That's always been the perspective, not the perspective, but I guess what I've been trying to push. Like, even though the show has definitely changed its formatting, and we don't do guests anymore, now it's me, my boy Kadir, and my girlfriend Mora. Shout out to both of them, because I know I couldn't do the show without them. But no matter what it is we're talking about, we try to keep the people woke and informed on whatever it is we're talking about, offering our perspectives while also offering knowledge. And yeah, that's in a nutshell. I know that was a lot, but Stay Woke is definitely turning. It's my baby, and I'm excited. It's grown so much in the past year. It's really crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, with that, one thing that I think that I do really admire about you is like for you to be so young, you seem like you're so focused. Like it kind of seems like you don't really hear too often that like people your age like have such a sense of direction of like where they want to go, where they want to do, what they ultimately want to accomplish. And I think that is like very admirable of you. Like where do you think that comes from? Like is it just like I don't know how to like is that goal like so set in stone like where you just like this is where I know I'm going to go.
I know a lot of it. The determination factor of it, I guess, would come from my dad. My dad has always taught me to chase after whatever it is that I want to do, to have an end goal in life, and to know like to have a plan A and not a plan A, but like where you are and where you want to be. So I don't. That's not necessarily plan A, plan B, but more so like having an end goal, like I said. But as far as my like determination and will to pursue whatever projects, I have to, I guess, accredit my creativity and my will to do whatever it is. Like when I see something that I enjoy, like a project or something, it's like, okay, how can I make this possible? And that's why we started the new show, which I know we'll talk about in a second. But also, I guess I have to credit a lot of mentors that I've had throughout my time who have let me know that, yo, this is possible for you to do at 18, or it's possible for me to do at 18, but because I see my mentors doing it at their age, it's like, yo, I can go out and do this now, possibly even better. Try to teach them something. Like I said, Will Foskey, Frank Sasso, Jacques Howard, Joe Halsey, there's like Flaw 700. The list can go on and on of people who have taught me, like, yo, like this is possible now. Like I don't even think it's more so their age. I think it's just more like, even though like there are people that are like 50, like the name of the list of the people that I just named are between like their 20s and their 50s, but it's the day and age that we live in, like a YouTube channel that I've grown 2,000 followers off of, but I've gotten like hundreds of thousands of views. To do things like that back in the day were not possible. YouTube didn't exist 20 years ago. 19 years ago. I'm 19, or almost 19, but it didn't exist almost 19 years ago. So to be able to push like a film that you want to put out or a show, you really had to put like pitches out to companies and stuff. But now I have all this accessibility, so I think it's just really having the drive and motivation and the passion for it, finding a way to do it on your own, or if you have friends, and then literally just doing it. And that's what I tell people, like, don't be afraid to literally jump into these things. As long as you have the determination and the will, you can just simply jump in and find. And again, trial and error too. Trial and error. You're not going to do it right the first time. You're not going to do it right the first 100 times, but I promise you, you'll grow and learn how to be better and how to grow your project because of how much you tried.
Now, I know you say like, your ultimate goal is to become a television talk show host. And we briefly spoke about this, about, you starting your own Leighton in Color.
Yes.
With that, like what do you really plan to implement on that? Like, cause I watch like a few talk shows, but like it's not something that I'm like too well versed in. Like, I watch like The Daily Show and
Trevor Noah.
Yeah, of course. So it's just like that. That's like one of my favorites. And then, like you said, Conan O'Brien. What's the other one? I want to say Jamie Oliver. Is it Jamie Oliver?
James Oliver. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think he's hilarious sometimes. So where do you see yourself going with Leighton in Color?
So Leighton in Color is a new project that Vont Leak Studios is putting out. It's going to be a 10 to 20 minute talk / variety show that comes out on YouTube. It comes out on August 12th, which is my 19th birthday. And so what that necessarily is going to be 10 to 20 minutes a week of kind of like an escape, harder. And the name kind of is in it and is in it in itself. It's a play on live and in color, but also, color people always late. So to be something, I guess, that I like with about late night talk shows is that it's an end of the day like escape. I love Jimmy Fallon. Anybody can tell you I'm a Jimmy Fallon stan. Like I've gone to Jimmy Fallon's show to like watch live tapings. I've gone to Stephen Colbert. I've gone to Seth Meyers. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the aspect of like I said, maybe doing interviews and then doing like the skits. Like, you know, James Corden does like carpool karaoke, or Jimmy Fallon does like the musical impression thing. I know you saw the one with Jamie Foxx and he killed it. Like, you know, so implement like having fun with some serious conversation at the end of the day, you know. And I don't know exactly what it is that invigorates it so much for me, but that is necessarily it. So I wanted to find a way to do that. Stay Woke has definitely helped me do that, but I wanted to do it on a higher scale. I guess the scale that I initially planned to when I did Stay Woke. So what Late in Color is, every single week, me and my boy Rashid Webb, who's my co-host for the program, we're gonna come to you guys to do some craziness that you can literally turn over in bed. It's like you turn over in bed and turn it on, like something to help you like put a smile on your face before you fall asleep. So we do crazy things on there, like try the world's spiciest jelly beans, eating tuna cupcakes. We did like a ratchet named Spelling Bee. We do like a bunch of crazy like challenges and games, but also there's also some conversation implemented in it.
Yeah.
So it's really just for you. It's for like a distraction, I guess, of the real world, some type of unexplainable entertainment for people to watch and enjoy.
And I think this is like, you know, kind of reminiscent of like the thing that we worked on together where we did the live shoot at the Trent Ice Cream Parlor, and I'm waiting for them to open them back up. Do you know if they're open yet?
I have no clue. I have Eric ordered a shirt that day, so I do have to text him and be like, "Yo, what's up? What's going on?" But yeah, no. Shout out to you. I wanted to mention that too. Shout out to Yatta. As I Stay Woke has grown so much in the past year. We got excited to do I said excited. We were excited because we got invited to do a live taping of Stay Woke at the grand opening of Trenton Ice Cream Parlor, which is Trenton, New Jersey's only ice cream parlor. We did a live show there. My boy Yatta live streamed it on Facebook. It did an amazing job. So kudos to you, my brother. And I thank you for that.
But yeah, watching that, like I kind of like see elements of what you're talking about Late in Color, like where you guys had like, you know, the dad jokes game and the one we did the trivia and like little like things like that. Like you said, it really is entertaining and it brings like a whole new light to it. And it honestly is what really made the show unique and stand out from like a lot of other podcasts. Like, so me, you know, not only like, you know, doing the live stream, but being a podcast, I saw that. I'm like, yo, that is fucking dope. Like that's amazing. Like the fact that you guys like had it set up like so amazingly where it was like your podcast, you had the games, you had giveaways, like you had like, you know, people come in and chime in, like it was just amazing, you know, like.
Yeah, I'm excited to implement that to the new show. I'm excited because this new show, there was a lot that has been put into it. And I shout out to, like I said, my co-host Rashid, but also my amazing crew, because we have a crew that's working on it. Tom Grady, Tyler Gentry, Kadir Armstrong, and my girlfriend Maura Leak, and Tatiana Canty. Shout out to y'all, because I know without y'all the show wouldn't be possible. The season 1, like I said, debuts on YouTube, on my YouTube, youtube.com/Vont Leak on August 12th at 7 p.m. And then there will be a new episode every single Wednesday after that. And I'm really excited to see how that grows, but then also I guess now that I'll be doing Stay Woke and that you'll be getting 2 days of Vont. You'll be getting 3 days of Vont League actually. I have the radio show also, but these are my 2 big projects that I'm pouring my heart and soul into. So I'm really, really excited to see the reception for it, see what people think. You know, it's a different type of Vont that you guys will see. So I'm excited to see where it goes.
Well, that's the one thing now that I'm noticing. Like a lot of it is boiling back down to like Vont Leak Studios. Can you like really detail what's Vont Leak Studios and what's that like coming up today?
Vont Leak Studios started off as a production company that I put together because I needed to make money, as all as everybody does, but as anybody, but a teenager in college needed to. And so what it started was, unofficially, I put out an announcement June 2019 saying like, yo, not only am I gonna produce my own content, but I'm going to create content for other people, and you can book me. So it was people could book me for their photo shoots, for their videography projects, for their podcast recordings. And I did that for a little bit, and it was very, very enjoyable. I got booked to do Shameless Opinion, which is a well-known brand in Trenton. I did a photo shoot for them. I did a wedding. I did a bunch of different things for people. I did I did a commercial for the mayor of Trenton, Reed Gussiora. And so that was really, really interesting to do. But doing that, I kind of realized that I had more of a passion for creating passion projects of my own. So I kind of I fell off of it, but also I kind of made that decision when quarantine went into effect, so it kind of just went hand in hand.
Got you.
And so Vont Leak Studios is the production company it's an official LLC as of May 2020 or June 2020, one of the two. And I'm using it now, like I said, to put out more passion projects. I have Stay Woke. I have Leighton in Color, which is coming out. I have my college-based radio show, which comes back for another season at the top of September. And then to expand and grow and hopefully eventually create a team, because the goal for Vont Leak Studios is to become the next Tyler Perry Studios, man. I have a passion and a dream to meet and work with Tyler Perry one day. But Vont Leak Studios is to hopefully to grow into a physical studio where I can put together a team and we can create different passion projects, such as digital work like internet. But I also want to expand eventually, obviously, and get to TV and get to film and stuff. But to create radio shows, podcasts, TV series, movies, short films, whatever type of digital entertainment that people are consuming nowadays, because it all starts with digital. Like you even like TV shows even put clips on YouTube because it all comes back to digital, like YouTube anyway. But to be able to grow and do large platform things like blockbuster films and TV shows is really the dream and the vision.
And like, now more than ever, with us being in quarantine / lockdown, it's just like, this has been like the biggest explosion of like digital content like ever. And I think like one of the things that I was kind of like hesitant about, I was just like initially like I had like a scheduled amount of like episodes that I was doing for like Yatta Debates, but it was just like I know people are home, so it got to the point where it's just like I'm pushing out content, like content, like just staying in people's face because like I know and understand the situation. And it's the same things that's been going on with like the versus battles. It was just like the versus battles have been like an enormous part of like this lockdown experience. And one of the things that they were saying is just like any artist or producer that has participated in that, like their streams have like shot up like 90%, 30%, like just because like it's like people getting a chance to revisit like all that content. So like it's really has been amazing. So.
Yeah. I definitely feel like digital consumption, obviously because of quarantine, it's skyrocketed. But I think it also, like quarantine has allowed the older generations to realize that the internet is it's not as evil as they make it out to be. Like obviously there are dangers and stuff with the internet, but obviously like we all, not everybody, but some people were only able to keep their jobs because of the internet, So I think it was a wake up call for us to step back and realize like, yo, how can we utilize this to be better? But also because content creators, this was like their dream, like for like everything to shut down, for Hollywood to shut down, and for them to be able to shine. And the talk shows, again, they all started doing shows from home, and you kind of saw how raw and vulnerable they were without their crews and stuff. And then like TV is just struggling because there's no new shows because nobody's doing production. Tyler Perry just restarted shooting his shows in Atlanta. Hollywood is still shut down. So I definitely feel like it was a golden age for content creators and digital mediums all around the world.
Yeah, because people are looking at like things like Yatta Debates and Stay Woke podcast, Vont Leak Studios, and Leighton in Color, and they were saying like, "Well, damn, I remember when this was like just like on YouTube or on the internet, and now it's to a point where it's like everywhere." Like, and that's like super dope. I know you were talking about earlier like the radio show that you were also doing too. Like, can you touch briefly on that? Like, like radio was like another thing. Like I'm fairly new to like the podcast community and radio and talk show and all that because I come from like the hip hop artist community. So like delving into this was like a whole new. It was like tackling a whole new obstacle. But I have been enjoying it. But can you discuss like
your thing, bro? Like, you've been pushing out content too, and I'm proud of you, man. Because we both, I want to say you and I started around the same time. If I'm not, when did you start?
Yeah, like when I saw like when you said you were a year in, I think you said it was like September. Like I had just started mine like officially like June of that year.
So this year makes a year for Stay Woke, like Labor Day week. So we started like, I think we started like September 1st or something like that.
Yeah.
So last year. So when did you start?
I started last year, like June, like that first week of June. So it was just like, it was just like it's funny how like that like stuff like that works. So.
But the radio show Morning Commute, that's a show that we put, me and my boy Art and the beautiful and talented Ms. Zaria put from my school, William Powder. So we put together, I go to William Patterson University, and our radio station, Brave New Radio, is the nation's #1 college radio station. So at the top of this year, we put together a show called Morning Commute, which kind of serves as like our homage to the Breakfast Club, which comes on Power 105, but it's also like a mix of I guess the Breakfast Club and like Ebro mixed with like Steve Harvey, but it's kind of like, so we talk about pop culture, we talk about goodness, it's been so, because we haven't done it since we locked down, but we talk about a lot of pop culture that are going on off our perspectives. We do like a little advice column thing called Z's Critique. We do like a shout out. So in like in February, I did it was like a celebrating Black excellence, and we highlighted like Michelle Obama and all these other amazing Black people. In March, we did, I think it was Clap for the Queen, because it's Women's History Month. And so we do little things like that, and then we play R&B and hip hop music. So tapping into radio, I definitely think was different for me in terms, because I feel like around that time was when I kind of got on my toes about like, okay, this is what I want Stay Woke to be. And so the difference between radio and podcasting has really been, it's been interesting, but it's very similar. Like one would think, obviously, because they're both audio, but obviously radio was live. We did everything live, and it just went straight out. So it was like, and then there's like, obviously on podcasts, you can cuss, you can say all these things. Like on radio, there's a lot of things that you have to warrant before, like you can't.
Buttons, like you
not even
out.
that though, like just as far as even speaking, like you can't say certain curse words. You can't say things like simple words like cock or stuff like that. I'm just like you can't say piss in certain contexts. Like you can say I'm pissed off, but you can't say he took a piss. So this is very weird.
Oh wow.
Keeping at least college. I mean, I know regular radio, but college radio, because it's so much stricter and stuff. But then also I was the board op for it too. So it's like, okay, ready, play a song, turn all the faders on, then turn it down and press this and that. So it was it's definitely a very different learning process, but it's been a highlight of so far my college experience. I was a freshman, but that got cut short because of COVID. So now coming back in September, it's definitely gonna be different. But I'm really, really excited to see what that is. My boy Art has moved back to Minnesota, so I'm excited for my boy Justice to take over. So Vont Leak, Justice Greg, and Zaria will be on Morning Commute, which comes on 88.7 FM, or you can go listen to it on gobrave.org. That starts back up. I'm not 100% sure yet, because we're still figuring out. School is still sending us like notifications and stuff, but the goal is for that to start up and popping around September, like the beginning of September. So if y'all are interested in that, I will talk about that on Stay Woke also, but you can follow me on my social media platforms, and I'll keep y'all posted on that at Vont Leak on Instagram.
Got you. Vont, let me ask you this, like, but being like so tapped into so many different outlets, right? Like, how do you like keep up with like the creativity aspect of it? Because that's that's a lot. Like, you know, you got the radio show, you got Vont Leak Studios, you got Stay Woke, you got Late in Color. Like you don't get burnt out, man.
There's creative burnout. The two things that I feel like I go through the most are the creative burnout, and then like when the hell am I going to get my break? And I feel like as a creator, you or anybody really as a creator can relate to that the most. You know, Stay Woke. Like when we started Morning Commute, it was hard because we talked about a lot of the similar things on there. So it was like, I don't want to talk about this on both programs, because seriously, just tune into one. Like, why do I listen to? With what I want to do in life, I feel like I've broken it up easily enough for there to be a lot of, so one thing that I've realized people don't really gravitate to is long form content. And I feel like that's one of the disadvantages about Stay Woke, but we've had such great reception, so I'm okay with the fact that it's long form. Late in Color, which is going to be 10 to 20 minutes compared to Stay Woke, which is an hour and 10 to 20 minutes. It's going to be two different type of things. We're doing Late in Color, which is obviously things that are visual. Stay Woke is me offering my opinion on like pop culture and like social issues like racism, homophobia, bigotry, Black Lives Matter, all these other things and stuff. Morning Commute is kind of us talking about straight pop culture and like, how do we feel about Terrence Howard and his wife suing him, or Kanye running for president, or these things like that. So I think coming up with ideas, I know there's nothing new under the sun. What I try to do though is take ideas that I love, either do more than half the time doing, but also, how can I make this my own and put my own spin on it? And I think that's something, even though I've been creating for 7-8 years now, it's like, okay, how else can how can I do this for it not to get lost in the sauce of everybody else doing it? You know, we were just planning an episode of Leighton in Color today, and my girl was like, "How about y'all do the Whisper Challenge?" But how many times have you seen the Whisper Challenge done? Thousands. I'm like, what can I do to make it different than like all the rest of the Whisper Challenges? So I guess it's trying to find something that makes it different. And again, like I said, I have my own creative, I guess, mindset. My creative process, like I said, is just, I guess, looking at things that I like and how can I make them original, but also an amazing team that I have to help me, like, yo, this is a good idea, this isn't a great idea, or we can add this factor to it. The Bean Boozled Challenge, which everybody knows, but like there's two beans of the same color, one of like, let's just say two brown one is a chocolate pudding jelly bean, the other one's dog food. So it's just like, how can you make that your own? So what we did was we found online that there's like spicy jelly bean. Now it was terrible, trust me. Spicy jelly beans, and it's the same brand, but they have them lined up to like Carolina Reaper, Sriracha, Habanero, Jalapeno. I forget what the other one was, but so we made a game out of that, and so we did like trivia questions. If you get it wrong, you have to eat a bean, stuff like that. So I guess it's just finding different ways to keep the people on their toes.
I'm not playing that game. I'll let you know.
Hey, bro, we do some crazy things. Our first episode drops on the 12th. We watched, like, you know how they have like fail compilations on YouTube?
Yeah.
We watched, because the episode comes out on my birthday, we watched a bunch of different birthday fails. So like cupcake getting smashed in people's faces and stuff like that. But so we had the crew stop the videos before the fail, and we had to guess what happened. If we got it right, we got to eat a cupcake. If not, we ate we ate a good cupcake, like a regular cupcake if we got it right. If we ate a bad one, or we got it wrong, we ate a bad cupcake. So we had cupcakes made with salt, tuna, sriracha sauce, cocktail sauce, relish, and that it was ridiculous and disgusting. But just trying to find different ways to keep people on their toes.
Like I'm laughing like just listening to you explain it. Like I can imagine like seeing you eat like a salty ass cupcake.
But it was good. It was real good stuff. Yeah, I'm excited.
Oh man, but I mean, one thing that I could say, like to really boil you down, like I can say like that, like from listening to you and seeing you work, that like you and your team are incredibly focused. You know, like I said again, like for you to like have like that such a sense of direction is like very admirable, and not even just in one aspect, but in all those different aspects, in Vont Leak Studios, and Leighton Color, and Stay Woke, and as well as the radio show. For you to have like such direction on all those things, that's an amazing level of multitasking. I'll tell you, like shit.
Easy. I guess the thing with that, like you gotta find friends, or not even just friends, just people that, I mean, I guess having friends instead of just coworkers is the plus about it, but having people that have the same or similar goals as you and have like their P's and Q's aligned. Yeah. It's just making sure that people are on the same path to do, like, we have a vision. Can we align to get to make that vision possible, you know? I had no clue what Leighton in Color was going to be when we started it. And I came up with the idea during quarantine, and now within a matter of all the months we was in quarantine, I put together a team of 7 people, and now we shoot at least 6 or 7 episodes a week, because we're shooting everything that episodes for August 12th to last to the rest of the year. So that's 29 episodes that are coming out total within the matter of a month. So to put together like a vigorous schedule, to plan all these ideas and come up with them, like episodes that are coming out like New Year's Eve, and like to come up with those episodes and ideas and stuff now. I could not do it by myself. So I have to credit my great friends and people that have the same goals and stuff. And I know that we're just going to make it in life together.
Well, let me ask you this, like planning that far in ahead, and this is the question I'm going to ask personally. Do you ever see yourself like starring in a movie?
Oh yeah.
Like would you ever consider that? Would you play like a Marvel, like the latest, let's say at the time they're doing like a reboot of like, let's say like Iron Man, and they say, Vaughn, we want you to be the new Iron Man.
I'm not a hero person at all, Mo. Yo.
No.
I'm not like, my girlfriend loves like Avengers and all that stuff. I'm not a superhero person, but hell, like I would definitely do that. When I was younger, and I guess this kind of like veered into me wanting to do all this, I wanted to be, at first before I wanted to like be like a writer and producer of my own stuff, I wanted to be an actor. And I actually went to New York and met with Shelly, who is a casting agent. She's the mom of Donald Faison. I don't know if you know Donald Faison he was in like Scrubs and stuff.
Yeah.
But I met through her, and then she hooked me up with a couple auditions for shows and stuff. I don't remember what any of the shows were, but I went to New York to audition for some of these shows, and I didn't get them. And then, as recent as of like I think it was February of last year, 2019, I went to New York to audition for a show similar, like it was like a teenage panel like talk show to talk about like Black wealth, to talk about like the importance of mental health and like all these different social issues. I went all the way to New York, talked to this guy ahead of time. He knew who I was. He knew how old I was. All this stuff. I auditioned, spent all this money. Was in in New York by myself in the middle of the night, and the next day got an email saying, "Yeah, we love you, but you're just a bit too young for the show." And I'm like, "But you knew how old I was before I got there." Yeah. So I think that kind of was just like, "Yo, I'm not too young to do anything that I want to do. I'm not too young to do anything that I want to do, and I'm not too young to create these things on my own." So I think that was kind of what pushed me to start putting out content like more. I mean, I've done comedy skits for years. Like I've done types of people in church. I've done types of students, types of teachers. I was just
watching the 10 Snapchat commandments.
Yeah, I've done 10 Snapchat commandments. I've done like a bunch of things in my day, but to actually start putting out like shows on a consistent basis, like I'm doing with like Stay Woke, Morning Commute, Latent in Color, it's like I can do this on my own. And Tyler Perry said it best, like you can build your own. Like don't wait if they don't let you sit at the table, build your own, you know. And so to see myself doing something like that 5 years ago, hell yeah, I would have jumped at the opportunity. So if I had the opportunity now or in the future, you best believe that I'm gonna do it.
I'm telling you, that's amazing to hear. And Vont, man, I'm looking forward to everything that you got coming up. I'm gonna be tuning into Latent in Color because I got to see these and as well as everything that you're doing with Stay Woke and Vont Leak Studios, man. Like I'm really rooting for you on this one, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you for bringing me onto your platform. You know, everybody check out. Screw my stuff. Don't even talk about me. Go check out Yatta Debates, man. Check out Yatta Debates. Buy the merch. And get lit with it, man. Cause my boy Yatta hustling out here. I know that we gonna make it together, bro.
Yo, for real, bro. And as everyone, please tune in to Stay Woke podcast. I'm telling you, like they got some like hilarious moments on there from me watching, from me filming like the live stream and everything and listening to their podcast. Go check that out and make sure y'all tune into Latent in Color when it premieres. I'm telling y'all, man, you are gonna have an amazing time.
That's and right. Always, YouTube.com/Vont Leak. I'm gonna send Yatta all the links, so I'm gonna let him do with those what he will, whether it's in the down bar or if y'all want to follow me, y'all can check out everything there. I promise y'all won't be disappointed.
Of course, and as always, this has been another episode of Yatta Debates.
Right.
Debates, man, here with Stay Woke podcast, very own Vont Leak, man. Glad to have you on here. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell to stay updated with our new episodes because we're going to be pushing out content like we just did with Vont Leak here. So until next time.
Peace.